YouTube. Another damn flatbed. Heaven. Man. I had a 10:30 appointment time to get over here, right? So I said, I need to go to the store. It's a store down the road from here. So I said, I'll run down to the store because by the time I actually made it to the place that I'm getting loaded at, it was like 10:05. So I said, well, the store is like 5-6 miles down the road from here. So as I was passing by, you can kind of see it. So I said, okay, well, it's 3 trucks sitting waiting, and then it's like one behind, so it was 4. So it's really 6 because you got 2 that get loaded, and then you got like the ones that sit out. So I said, all right, well, cool. By the time I make it back, I should be like right behind. I don't think too many trucks gonna come from there. So I go to the store, come back, and what I see is now I'm behind like 6 or 7 trucks. And what makes it to add it to the fire, the last truck that I saw in the back, they getting loaded. So I'm like, dang, if I had just came in here, I would be in line to get loaded. But me going 4 or 5 miles down the road and then 4 or 5 miles back cost me that many spots. So it's like, it is what it is. But anyway, I went in and checked in, and so they was like, yeah, you got like a 11, so, we'll call you when, we want you to pull around. I said, cool with me. No problem. And like, they load heavy over here too, man. I got like the receipt or invoice or whatever you want to call it. It's like the minimum weight is like 46,000. The maximum is like 50. So my truck full of diesel is like 29,000, which I was shocked. I thought this truck probably be like 31-some thousand pounds, but it's not. This truck is like full of diesel. This truck is 29,000 pounds, like 29,780, 29,800, something like that. So it's really not a heavy truck. And more times than not, I'm not pulling aluminum. I'm not pulling an aluminum trailer. I'm pulling these are like these trailers are more like they're 50-50, like they're part aluminum, then the rest of them like steel or whatever, however they're constructed. But these trailers are heavier than like trailers that I've pulled in the past or whatever like that. I guess everybody pulling up. I guess I'll pull up too. But so yeah. So ain't no need for me to pull in there because they haven't called my phone. So I'm just gonna hang out here on the road. Yeah, cause they ain't called me. I ain't in no big rush. But anyway, so it was like between 46 and 50. So I'm like, man, I don't really know. And then this particular lane that I'm in, this isn't the lane that I initially chose because I figured you done got stuck. You had to lock the diffs. He got to lock the diff, so he ran. I don't know what they got going. They doing a lot over there. But anyway, so the lane that I initially chose, he was like, yeah, they had already got somebody to cover that. So I was like, it is what it is. I'll take it. No big deal. So yesterday, when I got unloaded, because I went on over there early, and when I got there, I saw like 2 trucks that were just sitting there. And I was like, shoot. Y'all just gonna sit there because they're not really taking these appointment times seriously over here. You just kind of pull up. I could have got there. I was thinking, man, I should have probably got there at 7. I probably should have just drove a little bit further, but it wasn't even no big concern of mine to get there early, so to speak. But anyway, so a guy broke down in Houston. And so he was like, yeah, man, this, it still got like $600-700 left on it for like 230 miles. You know, just a course like 30-some thousand pounds, and then you can drop it today. So I was like, well, cool. You know, so that goes from like, what I would have made in the day. You know, and go ahead and be on the pay settlement, for Friday instead of it being on the pay settlement for next week. So I said, cool, I'll take it, no big deal. So I went there, and I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to the freight line in Houston, but if y'all have, man, y'all know what I'm about to say. I had never in my life been to a more dysfunctional looking place ever. I've never been to a more dysfunctional looking place. I mean, you literally have the trucks parked in one bay, like in one area, and then you literally have to go down the street to park the trailer. So initially, I was already threw off because I had put the directions in my phone. And so my phone actually got me to get off on the exit that was actually north of like the actual truck entrance. So I had to make like a U-turn and come back around. So I go in there, I'm following the arrow, and I'm trying to look and see, do I see like, a Blair truck? And so I don't see the truck, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was in the shop or whatnot, but it was just so many trucks that I'm thinking like I could just park there, but I couldn't. So the trailer drop yard is like south of the actual shop. So I went to the trailer drop yard. It ain't no better. It was so tight to turn off in there. And then they got signs up saying no trailers parked on the road, but it's trailers parked on the road. I mean, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just a mess down there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what I end up doing is I go down there, I drop the trailer. And when I drop the trailer, I might need to go in and turn off in there, because that dude just came in and drove by me. I'm good on the road, man. It is what it is. I'll pull it after I get off this. Anyway, so I dropped the trailer. I called the guy. The guy like, yo, man, I'm in Missouri. I'm like, in Missouri? It's like, yeah, man, I don't even really know when they're going to, I don't even know when they're going to get finished with my truck. I didn't even go into detail asking what was going on with the truck anyway. So I went and got the paperwork, all that good stuff like that. And I didn't want to take the tarp that he had, because he was like, there's something going on with his tarp, with the tarp that he had. And I was like, yeah, I gotta patch a hole in my tarp. So I'm like, I don't want to do that. And plus, this tarp that I got, I just bought this tarp like 2 or 3 months ago. So I'm like, I'm not just so obliged or obligated to, just let it go like that. And plus the one he had on there, like the stitching, like around like where the D-rings are at, like it was like the stitching had came out. So I was like, nah, I ain't even trying to deal with that. So anyway, untarp, retarp, do all that good stuff like that. Take off, drop the load off last night, because the place that I dropped off at, they're a 24-hour receiver. Never been over there before. And so got there, unloaded, didn't have any time left. So luckily, they had a big, like it was a big shoulder, like going down the road to go back to where I could go park it. So they had a big shoulder, so I just kept it in low and got on down there, because we don't have personal convenience on our systems. So I'm assuming it's one of those situations, like maybe, I don't know. I don't even wanna speculate why. But so I did that, woke up about 7 this morning, and a little bit after 7 actually. Driver manager called me and it was like, yeah, the earliest we got is like 10:30. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So like I said, I got here about 10, and but I went on to the store and came back and all these trucks in front of me. So, but I went in there, it was like, we'll call you in at 11 or whatnot like that, get you loaded. So, it's cool, no big deal. So, and it's like I said, it's going to a lane that I really didn't prefer, but it is what it is. Like I said, I just don't like. I hold out on the load if I just got off and don't want to do it. So just like, for instance, if you offer me something like going to North Carolina or New York or New Jersey, something like that, I just flat out say, if that's not an option, I just flat out say no. I'm not trying to go any further east than, if we just drawing a line, I'm not trying to go no further east. If we're drawing a line, so we got Florida up to Georgia, up to Tennessee, up to like Kentucky, and like over to like Ohio, up that way. I'm not trying to go no further east than Ohio, honestly. And that's regardless of the temperature or what time of the year it is. I'm not trying to go there, and obviously I'm not trying to go no further west than like Texas or anything like that. But I just don't want to do it. I'm not gonna do it. First, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna do it because I done been there, I done that, and I'm not missing nothing in those particular areas, honestly. So, but and I know they say never, but I'm gonna go ahead and say never. I'm never going back up there. Not in a truck. We might go up in those areas in like a plane or something like that, vacation. But as far as in this truck, like, nah, this truck will never see New York. The only way this truck will see New York is if I take a picture of Welcome to New York and I turn it around and show the truck the picture of New York. But nah, me in the truck, like driving like New York, nah, I don't think so. But anyway, man, I just wanted to tell you, I have another channel I just started for my podcast called Paradigm 132. And my first episode is dropping Thursday, but I have 2 snippets that are going to be available to kind of talk about the podcast, or with this particular episode I'm talking about. So on it, I'm talking about like current events, like some history, and like, just a little bit about finance, because I was like, I don't really want to just cross over, just the two, because like this is my, my trucking channel. But obviously when you're trucking, you, at least in my opinion, you're automatically in like finance, because like it's almost good to kind of know like the shippers that you're going to and stuff like that, and kind of know like, okay, what's the financial strength of them? Are they like on the verge of like, cutting back and stuff like that? Because you may have a particular place that you may like to go pick up at, but if they're doing layoffs or, they're going into some financial trouble, they filing bankruptcy or something like that, then ultimately, not saying that where you go will be affected, but, it's possible. So I talk about that stuff like Bitcoin and, all that stuff like that. So I talk about this stuff, and I got like episodes I already recorded and stuff like that. So I got it on YouTube, and then it's like on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all those particular places. So it's Paradigm 132. But so I gotta go over there, switch over there. I gotta record a video for that, because I wasn't able to upload the video that I needed to upload yesterday for whatever reason. But the first episode, I'm talking about Master P versus Jay-Z. I'm not talking about like a fight or like a versus battle, but more so like as far as like from a business standpoint, because like late last year, earlier this month, like Master P and Baron Davis, it was reported that they were in talks with Adidas to acquire Reebok, and then like it was talks and speculation that Jay-Z has been talking to Jack Dorsey, who is the CEO founder of Twitter and Square, about potentially purchasing Tidal. So I just kind of talk about that and kind of weigh in on my opinion. So if you want to subscribe, it's the Paradigm 132. That's just the name of the YouTube channel, and that's another side of me right there, you know. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man, and hopefully, man, they may be calling me in a few minutes or something like that. Or I'm gonna pull in, you know, one of the two, and get ready to get loaded. And I gotta see how far I am from this place to Meridian, because excuse me, because the route that I'm potentially taking to get over to that particular place